Welcome everyone to our February Christmas Stampathon. Our theme this month is clean and simple, and we want you to use about 75% or more white space on your card. Now, I can hear you all saying, Ellen, your card isn't white. White space doesn't have to be white. Just needs to be blank. So I have my cluster here in the middle. I've used Christmas season Brightest glow seasonal labels, and I used the stitched rectangles as well that I have absolutely no idea where they are. Yes, I do. And I used the stitch rectangle dies and just a few opaque gems. So I kept it simple with a little bit of Vellum Basics paper as well, but I do have clean and simple, and I do have white space, but just don't be intimidated by the word white space. It just means space that has nothing on it or not much. So you could use an embossing folder in your background and then just have a cluster or some things around the edge, but still have some texture, or you can use some very subtle stamping, a stencil that would still qualify as white space. But I just kept this very simple with Parakeet Party, Sweet Sorbet and Early Espresso for my sentiment. So I have already made 5 cards, and I have just done that watching a couple of YouTubes this evening, all exactly the same, and I'm going to make my 6th card with you. Now, if you want to join in the Christmas Stampathon challenge, just head over to our Facebook page and you will find us. So Christmas Stampathon 2023 is where you'll find us. The aim of the group is to get prepared for Christmas. I'm just going to stamp my images here onto my scrap white. So Parakeet Party for the leaves, and just using the holly images from the Christmas season. And we just want to get ahead for Christmas, basically. So we make multiple cards per month. I've just decided, I fix that. I love our photopolymer stamps for that exact reason. I can reline it up and we are golden for our perfect stamping, or close to. We don't have to be absolutely perfect. Handmade, not Hallmark, is one of my mottos. Okay, so I have done all my stamping for the card. I am going to close these ink pads because they've been open on my desk a little bit too long, and I've been nervous having them open. So Sweet Sorbet and Parakeet Party are 2 of our 2022 to 2024 in colours, and they created a really nice fresh Christmas card. We are still in summer here for just a few more days, and I was just getting those vibes. Summer vibes. So I'm going to bring over my dies. So I've got my 3 dies here in this metallic dish ready to go, and my bone folder, so I didn't lose it. My Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine we are going to use to cut our 2 images and our sentiment out. Now, what I think I'm going to do is, I don't know if I can actually cut these together. We shall see. Let's see. Trying to line them up as best as I can. Pretty happy with that. I'm just going to slide this in a little bit. Hope and pray, don't breathe. and I'm going to hold the plate down to the dies so they don't move. And then come out the other side, and we should be pretty good. We should be pretty close to having what we want. Look, they don't have to be perfect. They just need to be close. Now, these are, they're not too bad. I've done worse die cuts this evening, and those are actually sitting on my card. So I have our 2 leaves and our holly berries, and now for our sentiment. So the sentiment is from and I'll bring it over for you guys to have a look at, from the Brightest Glow stamp set. So these stamp sets are still available to purchase, even though they're not in any current catalogues. They are still available on my online store, so you can grab those and get going with your Christmas. So I've already got a little bit of a stash of Christmas cards, which I like. I do want to get ahead. Last year I just didn't have quite enough tags, so I wouldn't mind getting ahead with that. That one's not perfect, but it is pretty close. I'm happy to condemn that to my recycling bin, and I'm finished with this for the evening. So I'm going to pop up the flaps, pop my plates away, and we're going to clean up as we go. So now we are up to assembly, and I'm going to grab in my original card now that I have some space. Just pop those out of the way. So the piece of vellum I've used is from our Vellum Basics pack. So it is in the mini catalogue, and it comes with a diagonal stripe piece, a piece with leaves on it, and these are 12 by 12, and you get 2 sheets of each, and polka dots. So you get some really nice basic patterns that you can use on anything. I wouldn't necessarily think to use this diagonal stripe on a Christmas card, but hey, it works really, really well. So I just need to add some dimensionals to these projects. So I'm right on the end of my dimensional sheet here, and I am determined to use my edge pieces. So I just snip them up so I can use them like normal pieces, and 1 each on these leaves. And then I'm only going to put a mini dimensional, just get it so it will actually come off. I'm just going to put one on either side because this piece is going to straddle over the corner of the sentiment, so I don't need any in the middle. Okay, so we've done all our dimensionals, and these cards, or this card, comes together so very, very quickly. I have a bit of a hack that I found when I was assembling these. I was using my T-square ruler to make sure the sentiments went on right, and then I went, I'm using vellum, it's see-through, and I was working on the grid mat. So all I've done is lined up the piece of vellum there, and just, that's probably not quite enough hangover. Even if it's not perfect, it's going to be pretty close. So I like the overhang of the sentiment and of the holly leaves because it doesn't confine everything to one space. So even though we've used this piece of vellum, which is an inch smaller, so 2.5 centimeters or an inch smaller than our card front, or our card base rather, so we've used a very small card front, the fact that some of the pieces are bursting out just connects the card beautifully. I've dropped that right there. And I often don't know which way a leaf is going to go, so I reference the stamp set, and this really does actually go that way. So I can have a look at the veining in the stamp set, and I've dropped it for the 15th time, and I'm just going to slide this under there, and then here I may actually adhere it. I've adhered these pieces at all different stages. I'm just using Stampin' Seal. There we go. So it's all putting all our Stampin' Seal hidden. So you won't see it, because that is the one enemy of vellum, is adhesive. So I've got that down. Now I'm very, very happily going to slide in our final holly leaf, which I know goes that way. And I'm not too worried if it slightly goes over the edge of the card. So they are the main pieces. Very, very simple cluster. One of my cards has just hit the deck, and just to finish the card, I've got the opaque gems, and the colors in here are white, freesia, melamambo, and gorgeous grape. And I was tossing up between using some white, these white, or let's see if I can pick this up. These white ones, or some gold sequins. I think both of them would have worked equally as well, but I ended up choosing the white just to keep this card very simple. But if you wanted to go a little classy, you could definitely add some gold sequins. Okay, so let's go over what we have used today, because this is this card finish. I can't wait to see what you guys do. Just remember, a small little cluster, a sentiment, maybe a little something in the background, and you can call your cards done. And cards like this are really, really easy to mass produce. And we just ask that you make multiple, and the one on the floor is going to stay there. But I have made 6. How many will you make? And I just can't wait to see what you will do. So we've used the stitch rectangles, the seasonal labels to cut out, I've already bent it, to cut out our berries and our holly leaves. We've used the Christmas season stamp set, the Brightest Glow stamp set, and the opaque adhesive back gems. The colours we have used are just 3 very simple ones: Early Espresso, Parakeet Party, and Sweet Sorbet. I cannot wait to see what our other design team members do as well, and their projects and any videos that they do have to share will be in this month's post. And you will have, well, you can do them anytime, but we will be picking some of our favorites this year. So you'll have until the 24th of March, your local time, to upload or to share your photo under this month's challenge. So you just pop it in the comments there. We can't wait to see what you do with this month's challenge. Have a wonderful month, and I will catch you next time. Bye.